ever since I moved my 55 gallon into my new fish room, I just really haven't been loving the scape. On top of that, I had to rip out the 2 pieces of driftwood because they're covered in staghorn algae. Not only was it just the driftwood, but every single plant is covered in staghorn algae and blackbeard algae. So instead of trying to save every single plant and trim things off, I'm just gonna take everything out and completely rebuild this entire tank. So the first thing I'm gonna do is rip out all these plants and save what I can. I don't think there's gonna be much saved because honestly, most of it's covered in algae, but I'll try to save what I can and then rip out the rocks and get it ready so we can fully rescape this thing. So these are all the plants I have to throw away, pretty much like 90% of them. These are the ones I can keep, not very much, but hopefully, like I said, I can get more plants from different tanks. But this is so depressing. That's a lot of freaking plants. Still draining the tank right now. I gotta pull out those rocks. Look at the pleco, he's so cool. Yeah, the fish are freaking out, but I gotta drain some water so I can put some bigger rocks in there. Alright, so I got all the sand moved to one side and then I got this giant rock in there. I still need to kind of adjust that. And then I got my pieces of driftwood here. They're all dried out. Should be algae free, hopefully. They were sitting outside for a couple days. So I'm thinking sticking them in this corner somewhere. So we'll see what we can do. We got some rocks and stuff. So I've been messing with this wood forever. It's been giving me a hard time. I like this piece right here. I think it flows and looks pretty natural. This one, I'm like 50-50. I think I like it, but I'm not 100% sure. The rocks right here kind of look a little funky. I don't know. Other than that though, I love how the big rocks look. I'm kind of going for like a river theme here. So I think it's kind of working, but you know, we'll figure it out. There's a ton of little caves and stuff for like the loach and all the little cories and the pleco, so it's pretty cool. I think once I can put like little anubias plants and stuff in between the rocks, and once the water's actually filled up, it'll look a lot better. But I still got some more rocks and I'm still messing around here with the scape. You can see the yo-yo loach already loves it. I knew he was gonna love all the caves and stuff. So I got all the hardscape in. Obviously it looks a little bare without plants, and I really wish that I didn't just have to throw away all my freaking plants. But I have a few I can throw in here, make it look a lot better, just a lot of pops of green here and there. I want like a tall plant over here in this corner, some smaller plants up in the front. Just fill it in more a little bit so you know that it feels more like a complete scape. So far it's looking honestly pretty good. I like the rock look, the wood looks pretty decent. Alright, so I was able to save a decent amount of plants. A lot of them are super small now because only the tops were good. The rest was covered in algae. And we got all these plants that are fairly new, so they didn't have any. And we got a good amount of anubias here, all spread throughout the rocks and the driftwood. And then I got a piece of hornwort from my guppy pond and stuck it in there. Hornwort really helps in the background, kind of create like taller background plants. Also have some jungle val in my guppy tank that I could potentially take and stick back here just so that we have a tall plant. But overall, honestly, it looks way better with the plants in. Now I'm gonna get it filled up and let this thing clear up, maybe get a few more plants for it so we can fill this side in and maybe a little bit more over here. But overall, I'm loving the way it looks so far. Got all the plants in, all the rocks in. I can't really move anything, and I just noticed this freaking piece of wood is taller than the tank, and it's gonna hit the lid, hit the light. So I either gotta cut it or move the whole thing. So I think I'm just gonna cut it somehow because I don't wanna mess with the whole scape already. I got plants in, rocks in. I don't wanna use a saw or anything because then I'd get a bunch of dust in there. So I'm gonna try these cutters, hope for the best. Let's hope this works. I got the tank all full. Obviously it's still pretty cloudy, and then I need to clean the glass. But what I noticed is this side is super empty. I need some tall plants back there. Honestly, hornwort would work, jungle val, anything like that. But I really love this side. All the rocks, there's so many different caves, so many hideouts for the smaller fish. The pleco's just chilling back there. And I love how the wood kind of comes out of the rocks and looks natural, slopes down towards this way. Now I just need some plants. All right, I got some jungle val and some money wort. They're pretty tall plants, so I'm gonna stick them in this back area. Okay, so I knew this thing needed more plants. These plants in the background totally made it way better. Filled that in completely, and then I put some on this side as well to kind of match. Gotta give it at least another day or so, and then I gotta wipe the glass, get this thing all clean and ready to go. This tank honestly turned out way better than I expected. I love this side and how it's kind of like taller over here and cascades down. I also love the tall background plants. I think it definitely gives river vibes with the wood and the rocks. Definitely looks super cool. I also love the fish stocking that I have in here. Overall, this tank just looks way better, and I think the fish add to it like crazy. The roseline shark schooling around looks so cool. And I love the angelfish as well. They're cool accent fish. I'm definitely a lot more happy with this scape than I was with the one before this. I also love that it's different than my 75 gallon. They're both planted, but they look completely different, totally different vibes. I think I was going for a specific look here, and I definitely achieved it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think or what you would add. I also think over time, this tank is gonna look even better as the plants grow in and just fill out the rest of the tank. I think it's gonna look super sick, even more natural than it does now. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with this tank and all my future projects.